Hello everyone, it's podcast number 7. Sometimes it's lucky, sometimes it's not so lucky, but we were lucky this time because we had a Nintendo Direct this week. So yeah, we've got Andy from Manchester. Hello Andy. And we got Mark from NintendoGloucestershire.
Hello.
And yeah, so we're going to go through the whole, well, I'll say the whole thing. Well, it will be the whole thing because it was 30 games. And yeah, I'd say...
Yeah, there were a lot of games being announced in this Direct, weren't there?
Yeah. I wouldn't say it was all killer, no filler, but we'll come on to basically the ones we don't like as much as the others, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Andy, do you want to introduce yourself for this podcast?
Well, hi, I'm Andy. I'm from NintendoManchester. You might remember me from such podcasts as NPUK number 6 and NPUK number 5. But yeah, I'm one of the admins for Nintendo Manchester. Have been for a few years now. Absolutely loving it around here. And well, as you can imagine, I am really into video games and especially Nintendo.
As we can see, well, I'll say we can see. The people who listen to this podcast via audio can't see. Yeah, quite a few games back there, Andy.
Absolutely, there's a lot of games behind me. You can probably, if you're watching the video, you can see quite clearly there's a very definitive row of N64 cartridges there, for example.
Yes. And yep, Mark, it's your first time on this podcast.
It is, yes. Hello. I'm Mark. I'm from Nintendo Gloucestershire. I run the group. What I did in my last online meet, we did Ultimate Chicken Horse online, which was the game trial game, and it was actually a good bit of fun. I was surprised. It was my first time playing. Yeah, it was a good bit of banter there.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's the, I'll say game of the month. It's game of the quarter for, like the free-to-play, what's the word? Free trial.
Game trial, yeah.
So, yeah, I've given it a little go myself, and yeah, it's very enjoyable, and hopefully it will be on sale soon. I say be on sale, it's for sale. But yeah, again, we've got a sale for February, can't remember the month. Yeah, February Fest on the eShop at the moment. So yeah,
it's actually, I think it is actually on sale right now as part of that. Just a little bit off though, not a massive amount, but still.
There is a February sale on the eShop right now, isn't there?
Yeah,
that's the February Fest. Yeah.
Over 1,000 games. I'll say they've advertised 1,000 games, but when you go on the eShop, I think it's something silly like 2,220 games. Going
I'm not complaining.
No, I'm just, there's only a certain amount of space on my Switch that I can store games, so
you need a bigger SD card, mate.
I've already got 1 terabyte, and just like, so yeah.
Oh, you went for one of them.
Yeah,
big guns.
I got it with my OLED, so I thought, okay, this is probably going to be the last Switch I'll get. So
look at Mr. Big Spender here.
Well,
spending a load on a terabyte micro SD card.
Yeah, I've got plenty of games. So anyway,
I've got a 400 gig one, I think, and that's not full yet.
Yeah, I have got a 400. That's mostly full. But yeah, let's just not go into how many games we got here and there. Games that are already out already. But here's the games of the future. I say future, within the next couple of months or so.
Yeah.
The Nintendo Direct. That went live on the 9th of February 2022. And straight up, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. So, straight away, it was a big hit, I'd say.
Well, it depends on if you're into Fire Emblem or not.
Yeah, I know a lot of the Smash players are familiar with
I think
Fire
anyone who
Emblem
plays
characters.
Smash Brothers is familiar with that Fire Emblem because it's like a quarter of their repertoire, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It had to be mentioned though. So yeah, although excuse me, yeah, it's what was the last Fire Emblem Warriors game? What was it?
Three Houses, was it?
No, the last Fire Emblem Warriors game. It was on. It's actually on new 3DS and
Yes.
Switch, and it was basically just like a sort of a fan service game where they had like heroes from all different Fire Emblem games, mainly Awakening, Shadow Dragon.
So it's essentially
I think-
the Fire
And there
Emblem
were
equivalent
some
of.
DLC ones as well. Yeah.
So it's the Fire Emblem equivalent of Hyrule Warriors because they had
Yeah,
little bit of
yeah,
everything.
That was pretty much what it was. And this, I suppose, what you could say about Three Hopes, it's the equivalent of Age of Calamity, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, in the sense that it's its own. It seems like its own story, separate from the title it's based on. So yeah, I was surprised to hear the music when it first appeared on the Direct. And I was wondering where it was going, and obviously it's a Warriors game, so that's I'm quite looking forward to that. I'm quite partial to a Warriors game, and if Age of Calamity is anything to go by, I think this is going to be quite a good one. Especially seeing as a lot of people enjoyed the sort of characters from Three Houses. Yeah, so I'm personally looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So I'm not a Fire Emblem follower, I'm afraid. So when I was watching the Direct and it came up, boom, Fire Emblem Warriors, Three Hopes. I was like, oh. But I'm sure
okay.
a lot of people are, big fans of the franchise, and the Direct started off with a woo,
Yeah.
And to them, I'm really happy for them. For me, it's Fire Emblem. Not so much, you know what I mean. I'm more like leaning towards the Hyrule Warriors kind of camp, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good to see that, I wouldn't say Destiny Warriors going in a new direction because obviously it's not Destiny Warriors, but yeah, sort of like multi-battle sort of. How could I put it?
I think things where it has its own story, it's based on a decent, like a game, a separate entity.
Yeah,
but it's like its own sort of thing, which is good. Whereas, in a way, like with Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors, it's how many times can you retell the same story?
Mm-hmm.
I know they're very different, to be fair, but it's like that. And then you can't really do like the first Hyrule Warriors again, where it's like fan servicey, because then I think people would probably get a bit tired of it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
I suppose if you're really into like the Warriors kind of games, it's always worth revisiting, or at least having a look at the original Dynasty Warriors games. I suppose it might not matter what platform it's on, but they're going to work pretty much the same, and you're probably going to like them as well if you liked the Fire Emblem Warriors or the Hyrule Warriors games.
And funny thing is, I think it's only in a couple of days actually. The newest Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires is out on Switch, so that's a bit of a coincidence there.
Yeah, who knows? If you want your fill of Warriors, then you could always pick that up in the time for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be streaming that as well. So
yeah.
I mean,
nice.
check YouTube for the VOD. Yeah, I'll say that.
This is your opportunity to plug your channel.
Yeah, Nintendo Gloucestershire.
Okay, so next up was Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp, and yeah, it's one of those games I was really looking forward to last year, but unfortunately they couldn't get it out and it's been pushed back to April. So yeah, I didn't get to play it on the GBA originally, but yeah, it's another opportunity to play it now. So
I played it on. I played the first one. I think it was on the Wii U Virtual Console.
oh yeah.
I thought it was all right. I don't think it's kind of my type of game, honestly. But I mean, what they've done for the reboot camp with that in the couple of months, they've delayed it, adding voice acting, changing a few things around. I think it does look very good, and it does look like a very worthwhile way to spend your time, basically.
Yeah, I did see in the on the direct they did make a big point that we've gone away and delayed it, but we've improved it by giving you like voice acting and better like cutscenes, and it does look to be quite a hit for this one.
It's actually I think it's developed by Way Forward, isn't it? Shantae, etc. So, and they're quite. I think they're quite a good developer personally. So, I think they've done a good job here. Honestly,
I was about to say it does look very Way Forwardy, like with their sort of like I wouldn't say 2D. The art style.
A little bit Way Forwardy.
Yes. So
they have a trend. Well, you can tell it's a Way Forward game. Oh yeah, it looks like one. Yeah.
Right, and then after that came No Man's Sky, which I'm really surprised it is on Switch. I remember
very surprised.
Yeah, I remember it coming to PlayStation 4 last year. It's quite a few years ago now.
It was a few years ago, yeah.
And it was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was a completely different game back then. And
it was.
I was impressed that you can basically have infinite planets to like visit. And I remember when it first came out, it wasn't as good as it is now. But coming to Switch, I'm all for it.
Yeah, because when it was first released, a lot of people were disappointed with No Man's Sky because it looked absolutely nothing like the marketing blurb that was put out by what is it? Happy Games, is it?
Hello Games.
Hello Games. I knew it began with a H, but nonetheless, it looked absolutely nothing like it. So a lot of people were disappointed. I have to admit, I picked this up on day one, so I've got the limited edition with the steelbook and everything. But I'll tell you something, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was in the absence of having access at the time to Elite Dangerous, which is another space exploration simulator kind of game. And I would, for ages, since around about when the Switch launched, I thought to myself, you know what, it'd be absolutely awesome if Elite Dangerous was on the Switch. It doesn't matter if you had to be online for it, not necessarily a cloud game, but we'll get to that later.
Yep.
Or if you could just play offline only, it would have been absolutely fantastic to play it on the Switch. So No Man's Sky, I would say it's the next best option, and I've had a lot of fun with that game on another platform. Even in VR, I've played it in VR. It's incredible in VR. So being able to have the option to be able to play that anywhere, that is brilliant. This is the first game in the Direct that really drew my attention, and I've got it already, but I'm going to pick it up again, I think.
Yeah, I was surprised to see it there as well. Honestly, I've only played it for the first time. It was actually August last year on another console, and I was really enjoying it. It was good fun. So I mean, and the way it looks on the Switch with those with that trailer, I'm very surprised because that's actually how it looks apparently, according to Hello Games. So they've done wonders. I think they've done a good job there. So good on them.
I reckon it's likely going to be like 30 frames per second instead of 60 frames per second, but the fidelity is still going to be there, the gameplay is still going to be there, and I reckon it darn good move by Hello Games there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So after that was Mario Strikers Battle League Football. And I am looking forward to this. I mean, I had the Wii version, and it was actually the first Wii game that could be played online. And I thought, okay, I just went on the basis that it was like a online game. And yeah, it was so fun. And I'm so pleased it's coming to Switch now, so...
Yeah, they took their time, didn't they?
Yeah, they skipped Wii U because pretty much every other sports game did because of it not selling so well. But yeah, I'm pleased that we've now got Mario Tennis, we've got Mario Golf, we've got Mario Football. When's baseball?
Well, less said about baseball, the better.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
no, I reckon, this is great because, like you, Andrew, the last one that I played was in fact the Wii version. I think it was one of the first games that I picked up when I got my Wii. Actually, I didn't get it on launch or anything. It's I just saw it and went, oh, I'll give it a go. You know what? Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
It can get really tough as nails in the later levels, though. I'm talking about the single player campaign. I mean,
yeah. I can't remember how far I went into that, but yeah, did a few championships and won them and had fun with it. And what I like about the new one that's coming up, you can actually customize each character. You can have them like more armored, so they run a bit slower but harder to tackle, or make them light as anything and just run, well, basically from one end to the other, like really quickly.
I was looking at that and wondering, was that in the Wii version? And if so, is that why I'm so bad at it? Because I've completely overlooked that mechanic, you know?
It's been a few years since it was on the Wii, but yeah, I don't think that mechanic was in it before. So it's all new for the Switch, so yeah, it's pushing forward.
Yep, and we need to underline here as well. It's called Mario Strikers Battle League Football.
Yes,
it's football, not soccer.
Well, no.
I think even in the American box art as well, it says football, so that's quite surprising.
Actually, no. I think it is just Battle League. No soccer, really? No football, which is a fair compromise in my eyes. But
fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw a couple of YouTube videos from various different YouTubers, including like a couple of British ones, and they even referred to it as soccer. I'm like, what? No, it's football.
Oh no, you're right. It does just say Battle League. Oh,
is it just Battle League?
Yeah, it just.
So there is emphasis.
But it does have a football right there, so I guess you can kind of infer that it's whatnot.
Yeah, well, it's Mario Strikers, and that's the name for it. Previous, so yeah.
So looking forward to that one.
Yeah, me too. After some battling on the football pitch, came some battling on. Excuse me. It's not actually an island. We didn't actually see what it was, but it's Salmon Run Next Wave, which is going to be part of Splatoon 3 coming out in the summer. I can't wait for it, but
I think I think it's a good move bringing back Salmon Run. Kind of smart because I think a lot of people did enjoy that sort of co-op gameplay without the the need to do online matches or whatever. And some of the new enemies look quite interesting, and some of the new mechanics like that you can actually throw eggs now.
Yeah,
that's going to be so much better.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be so much more satisfying. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
I'm really glad that they brought back that as part of Salmon Run as part of Splatoon 3, because I have to say that was one of my favourite aspects of Splatoon 2. I do always prefer playing cooperative rather than against other people. Playing as part of a team,
Yeah. I've had many Salmon Run games where we all had real good fun, but we lost. but we had fun, so it doesn't matter. So yeah,
You either all win together or you all lose together. But
yeah.
you've done it together. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm. So yep, definitely looking forward to that. After that came Front Mission First remake. I'm not familiar with Front Mission. It did look impressive in the trailer, i.e. what was the name? Wanzers. A bit of a strange name, but yeah, it's sort of like I can put it like a tank battle game where
You know what it looks like?
Tactics.
Yeah.
It looks like Advance Wars, but with mechs.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. I think this is another Forever Entertainment remake, isn't it? Who did like Panzer Dragoon, and they're doing the House of the Dead remakes as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think this must be part of their deal. I think they did a deal with Nintendo not too long ago to do some remakes of games or whatever, and bring them to Switch. So yeah, this is good first. And then they did actually confirm they're remaking the second game as well, as part of this little announcement. So, I mean, for people who are fan of like RPG tactic type games, this is going to be a good one for them.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got Advance Wars and you've got Front Mission 1 and 2 to look forward to.
So yeah, and all spaced out throughout the year. So yeah.
Oh, and a couple of other games which are coming up soon.
Yeah, we'll get to them in a second.
We'll talk. Yeah.
Yeah. After that came Disney Speedstorm, which I was really surprised to see that it will be a free-to-play game. So I thought it would be.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
I initially thought, I thought, this is reminding me of sort of like, I don't know if you ever played on an older console, Magical Racing Tour.
Oh, yes.
Sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of that, and I thought, they're just going to go for a full-out release, but no, it's free to play, and I thought, I suppose it's good to get in there, but I mean, then you get, hopefully, the cosmetics that you pay for, or whatever you're going to pay for, as part of this free-to-play deal, isn't going to be, like, just game-breaking for free players.
You see, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure how it's going to go down because it's Disney Speedstorm, so we're talking about Disney. Okay, they love money, and it was made by Gameloft, who are also behind the Asphalt series, which is another free-to-play game on multiple different platforms, including the Switch, which is graphically gorgeous. It is a gorgeous game, but it's a shell of a game, and I suspect that Disney Speedstorm is going to be much of the same, and in order to get really anything out of it other than look at these cars, they look so pretty in the screen, you would have to fork out quite a bit in microtransactions, so I'm not so sure about it.
Okay. Right.
I'm sounding really negative today.
Yeah, just like this. I hate this game, bro. But no, it's fine. I did think it was a tiny bit suspicious that they only announced like 3 races at first. So obviously, as you say in their Gameloft, they're gonna ask for some money at some point, and everyone's gonna want their own like favorite Disney character. What was it? Mickey Mouse, Sully, and Mulan that you can play from the start. But yeah, obviously, if you want your favorite, then you're gonna have to cough up. So
I don't know. I don't know if that's actually you have those characters from the start. I think that was just 3 characters they showed off in the trailer as like that you could use. So
there was no mention of what was available on launch and what you could, which characters you could play as right from the off. I'd imagine a lot of characters and vehicles are going to be unlocked as you progress through it, like with Asphalt. But as long as they don't pull an EA, force you to play 40 hours of this game just to unlock Mickey Mouse, to make it, and they do that to make you feel like a sense of a sense of confidence and achievement from it.
Right. Okay. After that, came Star Wars. Well, some more Disney. Star Wars Force Unleashed. Yeah, so basically a remastering of the Wii game, where
I'm surprised it was the Wii game that they remastered, but then I thought, oh, it kind of makes sense with the motion controls,
It does.
and that sort of thing. So personally, I did actually play it on the Wii, and I think I enjoyed it at the time. So yeah, this might be one I pick up as well. See how they've improved it, if it much at all.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see what they've done, because I've played this on the Wii as well as another platform as well, and it's a good game. And it is well, it's slightly surprising, but as you say, it's not that unsurprising that they've based it on the Wii version. But other like old Star Wars games that have been ported over to the Switch, like Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, Star Wars Jedi Academy, they've been based off the PC versions of the game. But this one's based off the Wii version.
I think the last I heard was that the PC version was a bit broken, so that might be why they haven't done that. But I mean, it's coming on a Nintendo console. It's using the Wii version. It's not sort of like a big surprise, I think, and I think it's kind of the smartest route they could have taken in this sense.
Yeah, they could use the motion control configuration that's there already and fine tune it a bit.
Yeah.
They did
I think that they said as well that I think
that it was improved,
wasn't
it?
Play it as buttons as well, so you're not having to use the motion controls that you don't want to. But
yeah, I think that's down to like Switch Lite users, because obviously they have got the motion control and Joy-Cons. So
yeah, they would have to. Most of the time, they would have to play with button controls, wouldn't they? Unless they've got a special setup.
Yeah.
Put the Switch Lite into its own little dock, its own little stand, like a custom made one. Then go out and buy a pair of Joy-Con and then play it like that. You'd have to be really dedicated to play it like that, I think.
Yeah.
You need one of those. You remember with like the Game Boy, you had those like little window things you could attach to it where it like magnifies the screen.
Yeah.
So you need one of those for the Switch Lite where it magnifies it to like a 50-inch screen or whatever, and play it like that. Yeah.
Oh man, you're making me feel old now. I had one of them.
Yeah, I did as well.
I don't think there was a single Game Boy owner who didn't.
I was given.
Think about it.
Yeah, I was given the magnifying glass for my Game Boy because, yeah.
And some of them had lights on the inside so you could illuminate the screen too, because it wasn't a backlit screen.
No. So it had the own little floodlights on it, but yeah.
But yeah, Star Wars.
Star Wars.
It looks interesting. If you like the original, fancy playing it again, but it's going to be obviously higher resolution. The controls are going to be a little more refined. If you don't want to use motion controls, that's fine. You can do that. Looks interesting. Might have a look at that one.
I also think that it's actually been retconned in the lore, so don't feel like you actually have to put a lot of like thought into why is this happening when this happened in the future? Why is this happening? Just go in and have a bit of fun, I think, with this one.
I've got a question for you. I mean, isn't it with The Force Unleashed? Do you have the option to be good and bad, or am I thinking of another Star Wars game?
I think that's the second one. I think that's the second Force Unleashed, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't remember it being the first one at all. So.
I think you could have had like a slightly different path, but yeah.
I mean, I know. I think on Force Unleashed, I think you are the Padawan for Darth Vader, aren't you?
Yeah.
So that suggests that you're just a baddie. But I thought maybe you could do like lean towards the light side, the good side. I'll have to revisit it and find out. Well, perfect timing because it's coming out soon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that'll be out in the 20th of April, and something that's coming out a bit sooner. Assassin's Creed: The Enzo Collection.
This Thursday, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry. At time of recording.
At time of recording, yeah.
Yeah, to put it into perspective, it's exactly a week after the direct was broadcast.
Yes. Nice save. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not the biggest Assassin's Creed fan. Wasn't Ezio in the Assassin's Creed 2 onwards?
Yeah, it's two. Oh God, two Brotherhood and Revelations, I think
yes,
it is, and then
yeah.
it's actually got a couple of short movies in there as well, and I think some other bits as well. So I think it's a good collection package. I think the second games were my favorite ones. So this is another one I might pick up eventually when it goes on sale or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking it up now. It includes Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, 2 short films, Assassin's Creed Lineage, and Embers.
Oh, Embers, yeah, that was. I remember that for some reason.
Although I've never played a single Assassin's Creed game, I've got several of them available to play. I've just not played a single one, so I don't know. I don't know what any of those things are. I think it was only last year that I learned apparently it's all sort of like virtual reality. It's not real. You're just redoing them.
It's basically the series is set in the near future where they have this machine called an animus available, which they can look at memories in your in-person people's genes and relive those people, of the past lives in a way to find out information. So it's got like a sci-fi sort of subplot. Well, not a subplot. It's like the main plot, really.
Like an element of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a sci-fi sort of, but yeah, most of the game is played in the past.
Yeah.
That shows how much I know about Assassin's Creed, which is very little.
Right. So going from a game that Andy doesn't know to a game that I personally don't know much about, SD Gundam Battle Alliance. I mean, it looks very impressive, and yeah, I do recognise a few Gundam characters here and there, but yeah, it's not exactly my cup of tea.
I think for a lot of people who aren't really into that line of anime, I suppose, is one way of describing it. You kind of recognise the mechs.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, this is one that I'm not too super familiar with as well. I'm also not really a big fan of like the mech genre, if you would.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can appreciate the history behind like the Gundam series and whatnot. So this is, I think, not too many of the games either come west. So this is good that it's they're finally like getting the confidence to sort of branch out to the west and appease those fans over here.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm sure there were plenty of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, another.
But it seems we've got 3 right here who aren't.
Well, it is a niche, so
yeah.
It is a bit niche, yeah, I have to admit. But yeah, it looks interesting. It does look interesting, and if you're a fan of the franchise, I'm sure you're not going to be disappointed.
Yeah. On to the next one, Chrono Cross, the Radical Dreamers edition.
From one niche fandom to another.
Yeah. Another one which I'm not too, into, but yeah.
I think having it on a modern console available is good. We'll say that. I mean, and the fact that it has that second, game, the text-based one, which was very sort of rare, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Especially on the console.
Have it in the package, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not too super familiar with the series either, but I know that it has a massive sort of big, massive big niche fan base. I'll say,
yeah.
That people love it. So
yeah, because Chrono Cross is on a lot of video game players. Like you have to own lists, isn't it? But I forget
well,
which
it's
platform it was on.
Chrono Trigger,
Chrono
and Chrono
Trigger,
Cross, isn't it?
and
Yeah,
Chrono Cross. Yeah,
yeah.
I forget which platform this was on. Was it on the SNES or was it on the PlayStation
I know it's on
originally?
the PlayStation originally.
Right.
The
So the
other one was on was it the Wonder Swan? No, it wasn't the Wonder Swan. It was something else, wasn't
MSX.
it? I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, something like that, which is good for preservation.
Yeah. It's a good thing that we do have the technology these days that certain games can be kept like preserved, as it were.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And the actual game itself, you actually do have the ability to switch between the new models, like new 3D models, and the old original 3D models, and the text as well. So you can have the original text, or you can have the HD text. So you could play it however you like. You can get that nostalgia if you've been playing it the way you remember, sort of thing. So yeah,
it's a little similar to what they did with no, not Final Fantasy. It was another Japanese RPG, Dragon Quest. They did that similarly with the recent Dragon Quest, that you had the option to play in the new dazzling 3D environment, or you can press a button and go right down to the bird's eye view 2D.
Oh, the
kind of
11,
layout.
yeah, Dragon Quest 11, yeah, that's right, yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, as good as the new Chrono Cross looks, I mean, we've all seen it in the direct. It looks impressive, except for one thing. What on earth is going on with the FMV? It looks like it's running at 10 frames per second, and it looks blurry, like it pulled straight off a PlayStation disc. Like,
it's just the original, isn't it? Yeah, that's just all it is.
Do you think that if they remaster the game, they'd remaster the FMV as well?
Yeah,
don't you think?
That's additional effort, which might.
They might have lost the original source code, so
Yeah, I mean, this is the second best option, I guess you could say in that sense, but it could be the first best option if you don't really care about that sort of thing.
Well, I experienced the same thing. We're going back to Star Wars for a moment. Star Wars Racer. When you play the game, it's been blown up to like 720 on portable, 1080 on the TV when you've got your Switch docked. It's running at full crisp, smooth as all heck. The 60 frames per second, but the FMV was ripped straight from the original PC version, which is like 15 frames per second. So you're watching this FMV, and it's like, like you can see people jagging around, and then as soon as it fades away, boom, you're into this smooth gameplay, and it's really jarring. I'm expecting a lot of that with this Chrono Cross, unless of course they hear what we say today and they redo the FMV. I would like it if they did that.
Well, I'm sure a fan will upscale it or something, or do something to it to make it a bit better online. So don't worry about that.
I was about to say they've only got until like the beginning of April to do it, but it might happen.
They've got the budget, I'm sure.
Yeah. Right. Next game, 25th of March, so not too far away. Super Kirby Odyssey.
Kirby Car. That's what it is.
Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I'm really looking forward to this. It looks gorgeous.
I mean, I'm not the biggest Kirby fan. In fact, the first game I actually played that was a Kirby game was on the Nintendo Switch's online. I want to call it an app.
Oh, the
NSO.
Yes, NSO. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Forgotten Lands because it just looks so like as if it would be a Mario game, but Kirby-fied. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, I do. I do look at the trailers though, and do wonder if it's going to be just as easy as all the past Kirby games.
Yeah,
they are a bit on the easy side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like Mario games are slightly easy, but you have fun with them.
You do.
And there
Absolutely.
are
You can
aspects
sit back and chill.
which are probably going to be slightly more difficult.
Yeah.
So if it's like they've got some like collectibles or something, it's going to be finding those or whatnot. So it's just a case of waiting and seeing with the full version what they're going to do in that respect. But I mean, it looks gorgeous. It looks, bizarre, and fun. So, I'm kind of looking forward to it as well.
Yeah.
What about that mouthful mode?
Oh, somebody's already. I can't remember what game it was. Either Mario Kart or
Yeah, it was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I think.
someone's modded it to make Kirby
To
look.
include mouthful mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I sure hope that one thing that I'm hoping for this is that they use mouthful mode a little more. There's a lot more uses for it. I'm thinking back to Kirby Planet Robobot, or the Robobot game that was on the 3DS.
Yeah.
You could get into, you could climb into a mech, and you could do all these mech things like punching things and what have you.
Mhm.
But it was only for really short, very specific parts of certain levels. And I hope that mouthful mode is going to be more open, and you can use it more widely.
Yeah. It probably will, because it does look like it's a major feature that has been added. It's got its own name, so mouthful mode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but at
like,
the same time, on
Yeah.
at the same time, on Robobot, the game was named after
Oh yeah.
the actual
yeah.
ability.
Good
So
point.
you think it's going to be the big major thing, but actually, it only played like maybe a small part of it. Most of the time, you're running around as normal.
now, if we don't get a mini game of Kirby cars,
Yeah.
what's the point?
Super Kirby Kart.
I know in the previous Kirby games you could do like online with like the mini games. So if they could get like a little like sort of Kirby Kart mini game in there, then that'd be quite funny. But yeah.
In fact, what about like a Mario Party kind of series of mini games where you're playing different Kirbys, you're playing against 3 other players, and you've all got this one mouthful mode ability that you're using in a mini game? That would be quite fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be all for that.
Or if at the very least, they release that as like a free to download multiplayer title. Do whatever you want with it. That would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
They've done that before with a Kirby game. Is it Kirby Fighters or
The
something like that?
fighters, yeah.
Yeah, they've done that. So I wouldn't.
Well,
put it
there was
past
fighters
Nintendo.
in that. There was fighters in that rhythm game one as well, wasn't there? Which originally was in. I can't remember which Kirby game it was on the 3DS, but then they just yoinked them out of it and put them as separate releases. Which, yeah, they did that, and that'd be fun.
Okay. So after Kirby, we all fell asleep. Slept through the MLB The Show 22. I mean, like, some people are baseball fans. Not many baseball fans in Europe. But
Yeah, I mean, outside of the US and Japan, who really cares about baseball? Well, no one. No one cares about it.
It's not really a European thing, is it? So,
no.
I mean, it's good that it's finally releasing on Switch.
Yes.
We'll say that. It gives
well,
you gotta say that.
But, yeah, but that's it. That's it, really. I think.
The thing is, it's actually made by PlayStation. The PlayStation Studios.
PlayStation Studios, isn't
so
it?
it does have a little novelty of being a PlayStation game on Switch, but
Switch has everything now. So you've got a PlayStation game, you've got Minecraft, which is Xbox. So
yeah,
it's like is Sony taking a page out of Microsoft's book?
So and we're getting, as we'll get to, Valve as well, so PC.
Mm-hmm.
So Switch has everything.
Yep.
It's your all-in-one gaming console. Enough said.
Well, there is a game that is, well, I don't see why it couldn't be released for Switch, but Kingdom Hearts, the cloud version. I mean, like,
no,
great, but
I don't
not
see
so great.
why. I don't see why the first two collections.
Yeah.
The third game I can kind of understand might be more difficult, and there might be a lot more limitations a lot more to do in terms of like downgrading, which I could kind of understand if that was the solo one, which was cloud based.
Mm-hmm.
But the first two, those collections were on other consoles from about 10 years ago
Yeah.
or so. So why can't they be on Switch in that sort of form? It doesn't make much sense.
No.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but all of these would work on a PlayStation 3, which is, but a lot of people say is sort of, kind of, a little bit comparable to the capabilities of the Switch. But the Switch is handheld, a lot smaller.
Yeah.
So if it could work on a PS3, why on earth wouldn't it work on a Switch? Just
Exactly.
It doesn't. It doesn't make much sense. It could be just to do with timing. Like, Sora released for Smash just at the end of last year, and they just wanted to get the games out as quick as possible.
Yeah.
After that, with the whole COVID-19 thing, it might have just meant that their plans changed. If they did originally want the first couple of games on, natively. But it is sort of a second best option. But I mean, it's also not the greatest. I did actually try the demos, and I thought they were okay. I thought it played fine. I didn't really experience any lag or anything. So I'd be happy to play it cloud if it was the appropriate price, which is a bit lower than what they're asking for at the moment.
At the same time, we've got games like Doom Eternal running natively on a Switch.
Yeah.
On a cartridge. It doesn't have to be a cloud version. So, as far as I'm concerned, Square Enix, get your act together.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us more of those 2D HD games. Or HD 2D, sorry.
So,
which we'll get to.
Yep, we'll get to that in a sec. After that came Klonoa, Fantasy Revive. Can't really pronounce it. Well, basically it's Klonoa. I was late to the party with this game, like the series, and I think
a lot of people were.
Yeah, I only discovered it recently and thought, okay, I'd like to play that, and looked up the prices for the PlayStation 2 game, and they're astronomical. So I'm kind of pleased they're coming to Switch now.
That's why I'm really happy that this was announced as well, because it's been recommended by a lot of people, the Klonoa series. It was on PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and it's been recommended by a lot of people, and the prices are now very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So having the ability to be able to play it on the Switch, play it anywhere, it's going to be in HD, at the very least 720p. It's going to be a really nice choice, I reckon.
And a lot of I did see on Twitter as well. Someone said that they've pretty much remade from the ground up the second game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I did get a bit of Kirby Star Allies vibes from. There was in the trailer there was one boss fight, I think it was, where it had like the health bar of the boss, and it reminded me a lot of the style of the boss fights in Kirby Star Allies. So I was like. Seems like they might have got a little bit of inspiration from that because the original looked nothing like that. So we'll see.
Well, that's the thing. When I look at Klonoa, I also get mystical ninja kind of vibes from it, because it's kind of a 2D/3D platformer for the most part. Yeah. And I think Mystical Ninja was one of their games was like that as well.
Yeah, I do kind of recall. Memory's a bit fuzzy because it has been quite a while, but yeah.
A bit fuzzy, kind of like the N64 graphics.
Yes.
Because I think it was on N64. There was a Mystical Ninja starring Gorman. I think that was fully 3D, but there was another Mystical Ninja game which was 2D/3D.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the vibes that I get from it.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. It's coming out in 8th of July. Another release that's coming out this year. And I'm really, really looking forward to this, even though I've got 5 copies of it already. Portal Companion Collection. So, yeah, I've got it on Steam. I've got it on my Mac. I don't know if you want to count that as 2 different platforms, but hey ho.
It's one of the few games that does run on a Mac, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah. I've got it on twice on Xbox 360 because it was originally part of the Orange Box, and then it was its own standalone game. After that, I got it on PS3, and yeah, now I'm going to have it on Switch. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it because the first game is really short. Yeah,
it was a surprise, and you know, it's one of those. It's also another one of those where we go back to sort of Kingdom Hearts and say it was native on, you know, it was on Xbox 360 and PS3.
So controllers aren't a problem.
Why couldn't it be on Switch, and now it is? So that's, you know, that's good.
Yeah.
Well done, Valve and Nvidia. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, well done to them. I'm the same as you, Andrew. I've got it on other platforms. I've got it on Steam, and I've got it on my 360, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it on those. So I'm looking forward to giving it a whirl on the Switch as well. Again, it's the same pretty much as any Switch game, isn't it? You've got the advantage of just taking it anywhere you want. Go to the park, go to work, wherever. You can play Portal, and that is awesome.
Mm-hmm. All right. So after that came Live Alive. Oh, Live Alive.
Is it Live Alive or is it Live Alive?
I don't know. Live Alive. I don't know.
Or is it Live Alive? Live Alive. That's its new name.
LIVEA LIVE. There you go.
Yeah.
So call it that.
I mean, I have seen bits and pieces of this game like here and there. It was out on the Super Nintendo back in the day, and
in Japan only, though.
In Japan
only, yeah.
But I've always been like sort of see bits of it here and there, and yeah, I'm quite pleased it's now comes to the West. And
especially in that lovely HD 2D art style.
For the longest time, I'd been wondering what is the name for that art style, and in that direct, it was clearly defined what it is. It's HD 2D.
Yeah,
when you go back to Octopath Traveler, that's what they were calling it in that. In the trailers, it would say HD 2D, and then Bravely Default 2 HD 2D, and now, which we'll get to the Triangle Strategy HD 2D. It's just like that's what they plaster on there.
Yeah, I do love the art style.
Really nice.
Yeah. Have you seen the?
At the end of the day. I was going to say, at the end of the day, if you liked Octopath Traveler, it looks like you're going to like this as well, because it sounds like it's... I read up on the original game. It sounds like it's the same sort of deal. You're playing several different characters from several different backgrounds. In this case, it's from different timelines. And you've got that same HD 2D graphic style, and it's like a full-on like Japanese RPG. It does sound really interesting.
See, if this does well, we might get a sequel, so that's always going to be good, which I'd like to see what they can do in a modern sense with this sort of idea of people from different timelines. So that'd be fun.
Yeah.
It'll probably be another Time Splitters game, won't it?
Possibly. Have you seen the Japanese collector's edition of this at all?
Oh God, no. Is it good?
It is... maybe good's not the word, but it comes with its own board game version of it. So you can even extend the game in real life.
Someone who would love that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I'd love to import it, but most likely all the instructions will be in Japanese, so it would just be It
looks like it comes with a soundtrack as well. It comes with a physical game, a little figure of something, of a like robot, and then a bag, like a backpack sort of thing.
It looks like a lunch bag.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a shoulder bag, isn't it? And then a full board game, and it costs probably about £180.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what? I'm looking at the board game now, and the figures, like the characters that are placed on top of the board. I don't know. They look a bit sus.
Mm-hmm. But still, a very impressive.
No.
It's an Among Us reference.
No.
Leave, please, no. No, I see what they've done. It's just like they're little pieces, but with like the pixel art of the characters they represent on them, which is quite fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean
It's like a nice collection.
I don't know why we're talking about this, because then we can't get it, or you have to import it. So
yeah.
But it is getting a physical version in the West, so that's good. So
that's something.
To be honest, I want that bag.
Yeah.
I want that bag. It looks really nice. We are looking at an image, but obviously it's not on the video, and we'll have to describe it to everyone on audio anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's white, it's rectangular, it's got a red outline on it, it's got the Live Alive logo at an angle, blown up on one side with a zip pouch there as well. It really does look nice. I want that bag.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of stuff that I really want, which may or may not be available, next game that came up was Nintendo Switch Sports. And
now, why would you say it's not available?
Well, no. Obviously, the game's going to be available, and with the physical edition, you will be getting like a strap to put on your leg to play football.
On your thigh?
Yes. I just saw the sort of red and white sports top in the video in the direct of
yes.
I hope they do something like a My Nintendo reward or something.
Yes.
Like that. So yeah.
Or a special edition on the official Nintendo store where you can get that shirt along with the game.
It would be nice.
I think it's probably too late to announce that.
Oh no, it's never too late. With Pokemon Legends Arceus, they released one special edition, and then a few weeks later they released another special edition which had like the Pokeball game carrying case thing, which they released later. So I reckon, they still have that.
but with that, I think you're talking. I don't know the difference in timings, but with a little plastic toy and a full blown T-shirt, I don't know what the difference is in terms of costs and timings. But yeah.
Well, we're talking fabric as opposed to plastic, so it may well be cheaper and easier to produce.
Possibly. But anyway, about the game itself, rather than stuff we might not be even getting. So Wii Sports, but Switchified. So
and why did it take them so long?
Everyone wanted it from the start. So
as soon as this popped up, I thought this direct is very much for the Wii fans.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a lot of Wii games sort of getting either sequels or remasters or whatnot in this direct, and I think this is the year of the Wii. So
yeah, I'm all for it. But
it looks it looks good. I mean, free updates with is it golf after launch?
Golf coming soon. I suppose
it contain. What's it contain? Football,
volleyball,
badminton, bowling, volleyball. Was there another one?
No, there was 5, and then the additional.
Well, what I don't understand is golf was one of the biggest, most popular games in Wii Sports, Wii U Sports at all. So why is it not included?
I reckon it's all to do with Mario Golf. Yeah. They sort of want people to keep playing Mario Golf for a little while longer, and then transition them over to Switch Sports.
Maybe. But also they probably wanted to have a couple of games from the original and then introduce 1 or 2 new ones to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people probably associate Wii Sports with bowling, so that had to be one of the ones included at launch.
Yeah, it's been a while since 51 Worldwide Games, where it had bowling in that, and everyone was expecting to be like Wii bowling, but it just felt a tiny bit different. So hopefully it will be going back to how it was on the Wii, where
it looks like it. So yeah.
Right, so after that came Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythm Festival. Personally, I'm a big fan of Taiko no Well, I'll just call it Taiko. It's a rhythm game.
What you can say about that really is that it's a bit more of the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you like the series, you're getting new songs, and then it's got that pass thing which you can buy. if it's like a subscription,
Yeah.
thousands of songs or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's
kind of
I
reminds
think
me of Just Dance in that sense.
Yeah.
sort
where you
of.
can-
It comes with 76 songs included, but you then subscribe to their subscription service, and you get over 500 more songs included there. But it's like, do you have to? When they say subscription, is it like a monthly thing? You have to still be subscribed in order to play those games, or is it a one-off
I don't
thing?
think we know just yet.
If it works exactly like Just Dance, what they did with their unlimited thing was it's like its own separate menu, and then it streams the songs online. So you can play them there, and then if you stop paying, then, or if your subscription runs out, then you lose access to those. So
no, you see therein lies the problem, because once in several years' time, once the game has been dropped essentially by the publisher, and they're not going to be supporting anymore, and you can't use the subscription anymore, you lose hundreds and hundreds of games that you could play.
The only way around that would be if they could, like, towards the game's end of life, they released it as like a DLC package for everyone, and just
or a Game of the Year edition sort of thing.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, I hope so. That would be the one I'd get.
So, after that came the sequel to, I say sequel, Octopath Traveler's next iteration.
Now, I looked into this. I looked into this. Apparently, it is completely separate to Octopath Traveler. It is not related to it, other than its graphical art style.
Yeah.
And the two-word naming, and the fact that it was originally called Project.
Yeah.
Octopath Traveler and Project Triangle Strategy. Pretty much. It's one of those games which I'm looking forward to. I love the HD 2D style, so. And I played the demo at the end of last year, or whenever it was last year they released it, and I enjoyed that. But they've got a new demo, which they announced with this, that you can play the first 3 chapters and then transfer to the full game when that releases.
Because if the chapters in Triangle Strategy are anything like the chapters in Octopath Traveler, that is a sizable chunk of the game. And you're getting it for free. Yeah. So that is something I definitely want to try this one out. I haven't had the time to be able to get into Octopath Traveler all that much. I think I've gotten past chapter 4, I think, for most of the characters. But I am nowhere near finishing the game. So getting a chance to play 3 chapters of this as a demo for completely free, I'd say go ahead. Download it, give it a shot. If you have any inkling or any interest at all in trying the game. I mean, at the end of the day, if you like it, go out and buy it. If you didn't, well, you didn't spend anything, so you're fine.
This one's for RPG fans, tactics fans. It's sort of like a medieval setting, isn't it? So if you like that sort of thing, give the demo a try. There's no harm,
Yeah.
Okay, so after that came Cuphead, the Delicious Last Course, which is the DLC, and I'm hoping that means, not that I would want to get it myself, but they did say that they'll be releasing a physical edition of Cuphead with the last DLC when it comes out, so it's not out until June, so fingers are crossed.
That probably at the end of the year, maybe.
Well, are they going to release it themselves, or are they going to just fob it off to Limited Run and get them to do it, and we'll get it about a year and a half later?
Who knows? I mean, it would be, it would be a bit of a heartbreak if it does go to Limited Run, because obviously when you pre-order it, you have to wait a little while, and
a little while.
Yeah.
The last game I got from Limited Run, I had to wait 12 months for. And it finally arrived.
From what I understand, people are still waiting for Scott Pilgrim. So
I'm still waiting for that.
I was shocked when one of my friends said, "Oh, go and borrow your Switch to play Scott Pilgrim." So fingers crossed The DLC will
actually. I wonder actually if Scott Pilgrim is currently in the February sales.
I believe he is. I'll have to check that after the podcast.
Yeah.
So after that came Metroid Dread, the Nope mode, or Dread mode and Rookie mode. So basically, one hit, that's it, you're done. Or for the Rookie mode, you can, be a rookie and it's easy mode basically.
There's a boss rush mode that they're offering as well in a month or so's time. I've got to be honest. I absolutely. I'm going to say this off the bat. I absolutely love Metroid Dread. Played through it, went through it, unlocked all sorts of stuff. Love the game. This bit of DLC, got to be honest, it seems a bit lazy.
It does, especially just making it like one hit mode, and it doesn't really add anything.
Hold your hand mode as well.
Yeah,
but then what can you do really in how long's it been? Like a couple of months. They probably didn't actually plan for any DLC for this in the first place, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But having and then they probably saw based on reactions to like how difficult it was, how easy it was, that sort of thing, and then thought, oh, we'll add an extra easy mode and a super hard mode, and then I think people did say they wanted a bus rush mode as well, so that's probably why they did that. So I mean, it's free.
Yeah, free, I guess, but I don't know. I feel as though that there's other things regarding Metroid Dread that they could have focused their efforts on other than just releasing this.
But then again, they could also release like a sequel, prequel, whatever you want to call it, as a full title rather than give it a DLC.
Yeah,
because it has been popular. It's the best-selling Metroid game, isn't it? So they'd want to capitalize on that, surely, I would think. So and put a proper effort into another game, apart from Prime 4, which I wonder if we'll ever see that.
Yeah. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Yeah. All right. So after that came Earthbound Beginnings for the NSO subscription service. So
I do wonder how many people were screaming Mother 3 when this was announced on the Direct,
I did see somewhere that the creator of Earthbound, or Mother, tweeted out, look forward to this Direct. You might be pleased to see what we've got in store.
Yes, it was just before the Direct broadcast, wasn't it?
Yes. And like you say, Andy, people's hopes were high for Mother 3, but no, that didn't happen.
Why would they release Mother 3 before the first two? You got to think about that as well. But I mean, hopefully, yes, this now triggers Mother 3, whatever they want to call it, Earthbound endings, Earthbound futures, whatever you want to call it, I guess.
Yeah. It will need to change for the West, but yeah.
Or even if they had a look at the fan translations that are done, because there's a few of them online already. If you've got the equipment to play the game with those translations, there's a few of them out there already. But I think ultimately, I think the main reason why they should bring out Mother 3, Earthbound, whatever they want to call it, out in the West, is to just shut everyone up.
Yeah, it's been.
Well, there were those. There were those rumors years and years ago that apparently it was all done, translated for the Wii U, and then it never released on the Wii U. So who knows if that was right? Who knows if that was wrong? Probably wrong. Don't get your hopes up about that. But I mean, in terms of this, if it gets popularity from this, then hope for it.
Wasn't there that tweet that Reggie sent out saying that he'd played the Western version of Mother 3?
Oh, yeah. I think he said it as a joke just to wind everyone up, and then everyone just went absolutely crazy. It's like, why isn't this released? It's like,
Reggie, when's the release date?
Yeah.
Lol, JK.
Oh dear.
I did get a notification from Amazon recently that Reggie's book is actually going to be released earlier. It's going to be in the middle of May now.
Oh,
Excellent.
So I'm looking forward to that.
I can put that along with my Ask Iwata book.
Yeah, I've got my copy just at the back here. So
it's only on the video.
Yeah,
but I'm holding it now.
Yeah, there we are.
And I love the little doodle of Iwata on it. It's absolutely adorable.
Yeah.
But yeah, Iwata-san, we all miss you.
We do. And so after Earthbound and Earthbound Begins, we had a quick montage of games that aren't quite as popular, but going to be coming out soon. Zombie Army 4. I mean, like, it's a Zombie Army game, but
zombie shooter, isn't it? So
yeah.
Same old.
Exactly says what it says on the tin.
Keep an eye on that if you like that sort of thing.
Yeah. Then after that can Getsu Fumaden, Undying Moon.
Yeah.
I really like the art style of this. I'm pretty sure Konami was behind it, and yeah, it's it looks really nice, like a side scroller sort of beat 'em up, which we don't often get these days. But we've got two now, which will come to the second one in a second. Demon Slayer, the highly popular anime.
I mean, it's just another sort of anime fighting game, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know why they can't branch out to actually make a proper game with a proper story, with proper RPG elements, say, or whatever. But apparently the fighting game type thing is just the easiest thing to do nowadays, which is annoying if you don't really like fighting games.
Yeah.
But if you like Demon Slayer, it might be one to pick up.
Mm-hmm. Another side-scrolling beat 'em up, Lego Brawls.
This is one of the Apple Arcade games. Like some of the other Lego games that are released on Switch were originally Apple Arcade ones.
Mm-hmm.
Looks all right. I mean, I don't know what else to say really. It's just it's hard to describe in a way.
It's not like
it's no Lego City.
Yes. Yeah, I was about to say it's
not
Lego
City Undercover remake. Give me that.
Yeah.
Please. After that came 2 Point Campus, and I'm really looking forward to it because I was a big fan of 2 Point Hospital, reviving Theme Hospital with the old staff and everything. In fact, I do have quite a funny story about Theme Hospital, 2 Point Hospital. I remember an event called EGX Res, and they had, Sega had their, not third party, but basically their indie division stand there. And they actually had a golden toilet, which was going to be in the game. But if you tweeted a certain picture of said toilet, actual physical in the booth, I'll rephrase that was placed next to the booth. Basically, they'll give you a DLC code to have that in the game. So there's that.
That's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
That's
one way of going about it.
Yeah. So I dread to think what they'll think of if.
And was that the only way you could actually get that golden toilet? Was to do that? They didn't actually release it.
Eventually, it was like a pre-order DLC, but
that's rubbish. They should have just left it as like.
Yeah, I attended a certain event, and here's my trophy.
Yeah.
Golden Kazi.
Yeah. Right. So I think this particular announcement that happened next, we all thought, oh no, we've got to spend more money on it. But some people have the NSO expansion pack. And what I'm talking about is the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe booster course pass.
Yes, it's about time, isn't it? It's about time.
Yeah,
we got more DLC for this.
Yeah, it's like what I find rather interesting is the timing, because I think I know that the DLCs and extras and stuff for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has kind of died down quite a lot now. I think it's just maybe character tweaks and bug fixes, and
Yeah.
that's all they're going to be doing now. And then suddenly, pow, we've got DLC for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now, isn't that a bit interesting that there's suddenly one ends and the other begins?
Yeah. I think it's more to do with the expansion pass. That's like people are still complaining. Oh, I'm paying, what was it, £50 extra a year to play N64 and Mega Drive games, and possibly Animal Crossing DLC if I have it. But yeah, ever since the announcement,
this.
yeah, and that includes
Well,
this, people are just thinking, oh, this is the best deal ever. Just like, okay, it's just one bit of DLC. But yeah, then again, Mario Kart 8 is like possibly the biggest selling game for Switch, so it would make sense to put more stuff into that, and especially when it's still selling like bucket loads.
Absolutely, yes, and I think we're getting the first 8 tracks sometime in March.
Yep, the 18th of March is when it all kicks off, and it goes right through to the end of 2023.
Yeah, so it's going to be getting them for quite a while. 48 more courses spread over the most part of 2 years. So it'll be interesting to revisit all of those.
Yeah.
What if, at the end of it all, like we say in 2 years' time, 2 years from now, we'll be able to have a grand tour with all of the tracks. What is it?
One
it's going to
after
be
the
like
other.
closer to 90 or 100 of them after all this.
I know. I was speaking to Tony from NintendoSouthend last night, and he said they have a plan to, when all the DLC's released, to do one live stream where they play all 96 courses in one go.
96.
So,
now, you see, one thing which I'm thinking of doing is, as and when these tracks come out, I think I might do streams where I play them all at 200cc. With the Labo steering wheel.
Oh, so you punish yourself even more than just putting it on 200cc.
It would be. I think it would be fun.
Yeah,
It's fun to watch me crashing into everything, but fun for me to try and figure it all out. You know.
Although Hori did make their own Mario Kart steering wheel for Switch. So
yeah, but is it made out of cardboard though?
Well, no, not quite as impressive.
You might need to make a couple of them in case you accidentally.
Yeah, just like get a bit angry, and just like squeeze it.
I better go out and get some cereal, some cornflakes or something, so I can make a new wheel.
Oh, the one that's the technology.
But I like the idea of this. I think some people online have been complaining about the graphical fidelity of these tracks.
But I think that's why they're spread
You're
out.
going to be zooming past it anyway, aren't you?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe wait till the next Mario Kart game for it to look even better. So I don't see the problem, especially at the pricing if it's free. Because you got the Switch Online, or even if it's the $22.49, that's 48 courses. That's a whole of other game for that price. But then also there's some deals on at the moment. If you check Nintendo Players UK Facebook and Twitter pages, there's a link for Shop 2, I think, which has it for
16
about 16 quid.
16 quid.
So yeah, so
really good
that's worth getting.
Okay,
but I think it's been really good that they've added it to the NSO expansion. So if you're already paying for that, you get this for absolutely now. Well, no extra anyway.
Yeah.
But I think with that expansion pack, they could have expanded it further, really, to warrant the price, because they're adding DLCs on it, and that's great as and when they come out. But what about their past DLCs? So we've got the DLC for Splatoon 2. That's that whole new extra hard single player campaign.
Yeah,
they could add that onto it. If they wanted to expand it even further, get the DLC for Mario and Rabbids, perhaps. They might have to have a word with Ubisoft regarding that, but they could possibly still do that too. So they could expand it further, I think.
Yeah. I think if they stick with future releases rather than past releases, because the past releases do get go on sale every now and again, so it's not. I don't think it's probably worth not worth it, but like it's probably better focusing on the marketing strategy of, oh, this new games DLC is coming to Switch Online plus expansion pass. So, I mean, if we get at least one more DLC as part of the expansion pass this year, I think that's probably made it worthwhile for 80% of people, 75% of people.
Yeah.
In terms of price.
Yeah, I reckon from a marketing perspective, though, I think it's still worthwhile for them to have the old DLC still on the expansion pass, the expansion package, as soon as you sign up to it. That's so you can get all of these other DLC. I think from a marketing perspective, that's worthwhile, even if they don't they thought, nah, I'm not going to buy it separately, but I'm getting NSO expansion anyway. So while I'm thinking of getting it, it includes it. So yeah, I might bump myself up to the next level up, the more expensive package. So I think maybe from a marketing perspective, that could work.
Well, with like with Splatoon 2, you said about the Octo expansion. Yeah, I suppose when Splatoon 3 appears, they could essentially
add it to that.
Add it to that.
Have a tie-in.
Oh, there's still a point of actually getting Splatoon 2 in terms of the single player story.
Or maybe we're jumping the gun slightly, and that's their plan all along. And they're thinking, you know what? On the build up to Splatoon 3, you know what? Everyone who's got Splatoon 2, give them the Octopath. Octopath? No.
Octopath, yeah.
The Octo expansion.
Yes.
For now, if they've got an SO expansion pack,
throw
them a bone.
Yeah.
Well, we're working on Splatoon 3. Maybe they might do that. It's not a bad shout.
Maybe you just give them Nintendo some ideas right there. Right. So the final
free ideas here, Nintendo.
Yes.
Yeah,
from your biggest fans. Yay. So last game, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, coming out in September.
Last game, it was not Zelda, and it wasn't Metroid Prime.
Yeah, I mean, I was still reeling from the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe announcement, but Xenoblade Chronicles 3, that big series, and Nintendo they've made the HD version come to Switch. They've bought the second one to Switch. Yeah,
and you've got Torna as well. It's DLC for the second game, but it's also standalone.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now we got we will have 4 Xenoblade Chronicles games on Switch.
There is one that they're missing, though.
Yes, but it doesn't really matter for now. Finish this story and then finish this story and then get it out. Maybe towards the end of the life cycle of Switch, I'll give it that. But I mean, this is. I'm happy. This made it for me.
It's a really nice idea.
The fact that they've come out and said that it's sort of set in the future of both games, and that it ties the two games together in some way. So we'll see what happens with that. I mean, even the box art image, what I assume will be the box art image of the whole. Is it the Bionist sword or whatever, and the is it Moradane head of that Titan? You know, that's a bit suspicious.
But I mean, would make sense if it did. Maybe there will be a collector's edition, because I'm actually surprised how popular Xenoblade is, and Nintendo do recognise that, and it's
really good.
I don't think this will be the last game ever of Xenoblade Chronicles, but I think this might be the end of the story of the whole 3 games, the trilogy, the combination of all of them. So we'll see what happens in the future. But yes, this is good. This is good. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And releasing so soon. So
Yeah, it's interesting how you say it. It could very well be like the end of the main Xenoblade Chronicles, like essentially trilogy as it looks at the moment. I mean, I mentioned earlier Chronicles X, which was is a Wii U exclusive at the moment. It's not on anything else.
Yeah.
They could expand on that after this if they wanted, because they've already got the basis there. And if they then decided, we'll re-release Chronicles X close to the end of the Switch's life cycle, what have you, they could still do that. Get a lot of releases, a lot of purchases from that. But I'd say Chronicles X was excellent. The original Chronicles thoroughly loved as well, though I haven't picked up the second one.
Pick up the second one. It's on sale right now.
Oh, on the February sale.
Yes, yeah. The first game's also on sale. The definitive edition of that is on sale.
But you see,
I think they're 33 each, but
I
definitely
picked up the collector's edition of the definitive edition, complete with the steelbook and the vinyl record and the art book. I think all of that was exclusive to Europe, I believe.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So lucky us.
Got word like a steelbook or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's great. I think it's great that another Chronicles is coming out. I like as well how they are. It seems like they're keeping, like, from what I heard anyway, a lot of British voice acting in it.
Yes. Yeah.
I think the only game that didn't have British voice acting in was was X, actually. In terms of it was solely American, I think. I think people a lot of backlashed at that, saying, "Oh, we like the original voice." And then in 2, they brought back some of the familiar voices, although they did expand it. They had British, they had Welsh, they had, I think, Scottish and Australian. So, yeah.
Okay,
but yeah, I'm liking that. Just to summarize, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, from the trailers anyway that they've shown in this direct. I mean, it's not finished. Obviously, it's not finished, but it does look really, really pretty. It's a very good example of what an open world RPG can look like on the Switch.
Yeah. So that was podcast number 7, covering all the Nintendo Direct for February 2022. I've been Andrew. He's been Andy.
I've been Andy.
Mark's down there somewhere.
Mark. Yeah, I'm here.
And make sure you keep up to date with all the news on nintendoplayers.uk. And guys, you want to plug your social medias for your groups?
Yeah, so you can find NintendoManchester on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search for Nintendo Manchester. You'll find us.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo Gloucestershire. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Follow us on Twitch as well. Do a lot of streams. So, yeah.
Yep. So I've been I've already said I've been Andrew. He's been Andy.
You've already said that.
Yeah. All right. We're done here then. Okay. See you all later.
Thanks for listening.
Yep. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.